Hello, Anthony Chadwick from the Webinar Vet. Wanted to let you know about a really special prize that I'm putting on over this weekend. You may know, obviously I'm a vet, but I did dermatology for a lot of my career. I got the certificate in veterinary dermatology quite early after qualifying, and I spent most of my career specialising and being really interested in dermatology. I also ran a first opinion clinic, but dermatology was the first love, and actually part of that came from great mentors like David Grant, David Lloyd, and part of that process was very much going to the ESVD conference every year, or pretty much every year. This year, unfortunately, the ESVD conference was going to happen in Porto, but because of COVID restrictions, it hasn't been able to. And Luke Becco and the team asked me to help take it online. As you know, we've taken many conferences over the last 18 months online, including the World Congress of Veterinary Dermatology as well. So we've taken it online. It's going to be starting next week. And I want to give back a little bit. I want to give a scholarship to one vet listening to these messages who is under 35, who has a passion for dermatology, wants to get better at it, maybe just has never had the opportunity to go to these conferences because they've been in distant locations. Although the last one was in Liverpool, which was great because obviously just down the road from me, but usually it necessitates travel, which of course the online space doesn't. It's great for the planet as well. So I wanted to tell you a bit about the conference. Sometimes people look at a dermatology conference and say, well, as a GP, it's all going to be too tough and I don't want to go. And of course, ESVD recognise that and actually do 3 streams. Very much the GP stream, the consultant specialist type stream, and then the really high powered, probably for the professors, looking very comparatively sometimes, human dermatology as well. So I just want to pick out some of the fabulous speakers and fabulous comments, topics that are going to be covered in the GP sessions, because I think that's probably going to be the one that's most interesting. But do go and look at esvd-congress.com/program with a double M and an E at the end. And that will show you all the program if you're interested. But it's a fabulous conference. I'm looking forward to it as well. First session on the Thursday morning on the 16th of September when the Congress starts at 9 o'clock. That's Central Europe time. So if you are in the UK, it's 8 o'clock. If you're in America, it'd be 3 in the morning. Not the time to get up. I was up today at 3 to watch Emma Raducanu in the tennis, but I wouldn't want to be doing that too often. So obviously, if you do want to watch it somewhere else in the world and the timings don't work, you actually get these recordings for 3 months. So you can watch them pretty much at your leisure, but the conference is going to be a live conference over the next 3 days. If you can't bilocate, of course, you can't go to both sessions. So it gives you the opportunity of changing around your sessions and watching some live and some as recordings later. So I think it's going to be a fantastic conference. We've got Laura Ordex is starting the conference off on Thursday. I actually wrote a magazine, a Royal Canin magazine on the, I think it was called the 10 or 15 minute consults for dermatology, how you could actually get the things done that you needed to. And Laura's a fabulous speaker from España, I think Catalonia actually, but don't quote me on that. She's going to be talking about pruritus and about how you compare that between dogs and cats. It's different. And then talking about some of the therapeutic challenges on canine pruritus. And she's going to do that very much looking at it from a case-based perspective. You as a vet probably see a lot of itchy dogs coming into your surgery. And there are real subtle nuances. And as you understand itch more, your results will get better, because you're not just treating them all in one standard approach, which doesn't recognise all the different factors that may be involved. We've also got some great speakers throughout the day. I'm not going to give you all of them, but I'll definitely take you through who I think are the top people and the top topics. So Also on the Thursday, we've got Petra Bizikova, who's going to be talking about patchy to diffuse erythroderma and macular papular eruptions in a dog. She's going to be doing 2 lectures on that. Petra's lectured at our virtual conference in the past. She is a fabulous speaker. She was speaking at that time about immune-mediated diseases, which will be also featured in this conference, and probably the daddy of all autoimmune disease is Thierry Orlevry from France. And Thierry is going to be speaking about the 4 variants of cutaneous lupus erythematosus, which I'm sure that you see in practice. Thierry, there is nobody better in my view for teaching on immune-mediated diseases. There's also short communications that people can go to that are often from young dermatologists trying to make their way in the world. I did a short communication at the conference in San Francisco in 2000. So yeah, it's well worth going to some of those short communications, which you'll be able to do because it is obviously all recorded. So even if you don't go to the live bit, you can pick it up later. Our very own, Germany's and England's very own Annette Loeffler, Britain's very own Annette Loeffler, is going to be speaking about her big topic all around pyoderma, but particularly antimicrobial stewardship. The way that we treat pyodermas now is quite different than perhaps that we did 20, 30 years ago. We're trying to be more antibiotic sparing. If you're not doing that, if you're also throwing in a little bit of steroid into the mix just to help stop doing it, it doesn't. But it will really help you to look and see where we are now. It's one of the big threats. You know, I'm talking a lot about the environment, but actually the threat of antibiotics no longer working for infections. We've seen the effect of the virus, COVID-19 obviously would not be affected by antibiotics, but we've seen the rise of new disease, which is partly due to global warming, but I think we will also have difficulty with some of the older diseases as resistance to antibiotics develops and develops. The situation in America is a lot worse than in the UK, but we need to continue to be vigilant. So if you're allowed to prescribe antibiotics, it's a privilege. Make sure that you stay up to date and informed. So I'm giving one person the opportunity to go to this conference free. You will need to email me, Anthony, with an H, ANTHONY, at thewebinarvet.com, and tell me why you should have that ticket. But what I will do on Tuesday, I will let you know if you've won or not. But even if you haven't won, you've taken action, and there will be something that will make it interesting for you if you do take some action. I think it's really important, commit to conduct, and I know it's difficult. I know everybody's really busy at the moment with the pandemic and the new working situations, but this is a gift. Dermatology is such an important area of practice, and I think you will love this conference, albeit it's online. It will be really, really good, and it's also taking place in our new state-of-the-art virtual exhibition centre, which I think you'll also be blown away by as well. Annette, great speaker, obviously I think still down at the RVC, so some of you may have been lectured by Annette in the past. The oral communications, interesting stuff on feline atopic syndrome, also ear inflammation. So all sorts of interesting topics in the short communications. We've also got, there's a talk on dermatophytosis in dogs and cats arriving where we started for a really practical session. There are some other sessions. I don't want to go over everything with you. Jay Martorell, I don't know that person, but they're going to be talking about feather picking in cytosines. So obviously a exotic specialist, something that we can see in the advanced program at the same time. There's autoimmune subepidermal blistering skin disease in animals. That's Petra Bisakova, who I've already told you is an excellent lecturer, particularly in those sort of immune-mediated type diseases. Real treat if you are interested in equine dermatology. Rosella Marcella is going to be talking about equine allergic skin disease. And we've also got Jim Noxon, who's another fabulous speaker from America, both of them American. He'll be speaking about canine otitis externa, the best clinical practices. It's a big topic, ears, and I think Jim's one of the best at teaching it. So if you struggle with ears, do go and have a look at that session as well. Laura does some more sessions on the Saturday. She'll be talking about clinical manifestations of overgrooming, also the diagnostic approach to symmetrical alopecia. We used to always think, oh, that's just hypothyroidism. It's a lot more complicated than that. And we've got some more dermatology for rabbits. We've got main skin disorders in rabbits and dermatitis and dysectasis in reptiles as well. Kirsten Bergvall is going to be talking about allergy testing in horses, if you've got a particular interest in horses. And so there are lots of really, really great lectures. Some more lectures also from Dr. Van der Ley about ear disease as well to finish off the conference. So fantastic material. It is available to one lucky person who takes action, commits to conduct, picks up their virtual pen and pens me a little note to my email address, anthony@thewebinarvet.com, and I will pick the best one out of the hat, so to speak, so that you get the chance to have access to this fabulous dermatology material for the next 3 months. If you're a lover of dermatology, you must enter. If you hate dermatology, you must enter. You've got to get over that fear of dermatology. It's a great subject, and I hope that this may help convert you if you are one of those people. But I'll get back to you on the Tuesday. If you haven't won, I'll make sure we do something interesting for you if you're still thinking you might want to get to the conference. Anyway, great to speak to you all. I do hope you found this run through the ESVD conference worthwhile. It is one of my favorite events every year. Unfortunately, I've missed it for the last few years because of the pandemic. But obviously, we're bringing it to you in virtual format, as we have done for many, many conferences over the last 18 months, because we still want you to learn and be the best you can be, so that you can help the animals to the best of your ability under your care. Take care. Anthony Chadwick from the Webinar Vet. I hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.